What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jimmy James 59, and today got a very special treat. On this channel, we play a lot of Arabia. And I play some team games, right, from time to time. I actually really like team games, but today what I want to do is I want to show you a game that I played, team game Nomad, actually. Now, I will preface this by saying I am not a Nomad player. That's it's not something I play very much, but I'm trying to get better at it. My teammates are really helping me out with it, and so I've been trying to play team games with them and learn from them. Now, this is not going to be a video so much about Nomad, right? That's where it's going to take place, but it's going to be more about a very interesting unit that I hope that this game shows some of its strong points and maybe some of its weaknesses. So, and that unit is the RATHA, right? The RATHA is the unique unit of the Bengalis. And in fact, right, we'll go ahead and put that on the screen, right? Some stats on that, because the RATHA is a really, really interesting unit because it can switch back and forth between ranged and melee attack. And so, as you can see from what we've got up here, the RATHA, right, does different damage even in terms of its amount when it's in a melee versus ranged attack. It's really a cross between a cav archer and a knight. So, right, it's kind of filling both roles, but a little bit different. So, some things about the RATHA that you don't see in just the base stats is that it's a little slower than a knight, and so it's slower than a cav archer as well. And when you think about the unit, right, you're going to find it's a little bit slower. So yeah, it can do ranged attack, but it doesn't hit and run quite the same way as a cavalry archer. It's got good HP, got good melee armor, but, you know, unlike a knight, well, it's weird because unlike a knight, it's countered by units that are in the cavalry archer class, and that's a big issue for the RATHA. That's one of the main limitations and weaknesses of it, is that even when it's in melee mode, it's countered by skirmishers. So RATHAs are countered by quite a bit, and so it's worth keeping that in mind with the unit. But it's very strong, very powerful, and I hope that in this game you'll be able to see how it plays out. So getting a little bit more in the game, this game actually, the map generation. So remember, if you don't know anything about Nomad, you don't start with a town center, you have to build it from scratch. And Nomad always has some water, and kind of the basic idea in Nomad is you build a town center with 2 villagers, and you typically build a dock with the other villager and make fishing ships so you can sustain your town center, etc. The map, right, where you put your town center can determine a lot in Nomad starts. This is a really, really interesting start in that both me and my teammate are close together, and so are our other teammates. So this is pretty even. So this should be a pretty interesting game, actually. And just a pretty even game for the most part. And so you can see, right, you know, we're all just, you know, Nomad starts are sometimes there's not that much action. Sometimes people will actually fight with villagers in Nomad, but this was made a lot more difficult. Well, I should say usually that's considered bad manners on Nomad. And now it's been made kind of a moot point by virtue of the fact that there's a treaty that starts in Nomad, so nobody can mess with each other. So that's interesting. It's an interesting map. Interesting map, and should be an interesting game for us to watch here today. Now, let's see what we can see. Okay. All right. Our blue player is doing a really nice job with idle TC time. Very outstanding. But our blue player is a little behind in villagers, though, so I don't know why he's so far behind in villagers. Bengalis, right? Looks like we're doing a pretty good job on the villager front. And you can see, right, maybe I'll go to my, I want to go to my food. Come on. there we go. So I want to go and do a fast castle. I'll talk a little bit about nomad strategy. From what I understand, and please, somebody in the comment section, if you have other ideas, other thoughts about the nomad meta, especially the team game meta, let me know. And also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you around the comment section. And it's we have a good time here. Now, usually people will either fight for water, right, or they will often, you know, fast castle. Castle drops and unique units are really, really popular on Nomad. It's a very, very common strategy. And so I'm going to go FC unique unit, but whether I castle drop is an interesting question. These guys are pretty far away. This is a lot of distance to traverse, and our blue player does have a dock there. Do I see that dock? No, I don't see that dock just yet. Not just yet. All right. But you can see I am up to the next age, and so we're in a decent position. You've got fishing ships. This is it's kind of a tricky place to have a dock. It's right there. I imagine my opponent knows it's there. Seems like it'd be kind of hard. He doesn't know. I'm fishing right next door. He doesn't even know. Notice he's up to the next age, though. But he's only on 21 villagers. Not a lot. So he might be trying to fight for water. That's still a lot of villagers behind. He must have been pretty late getting his town center up. That probably was the thing. Getting your town center up early can be pretty tricky. And ooh, he's looking for stone. Can you show res stone? He's trying to find some. Is he gonna take this stone? Oh man, that's funny if he takes that stone. Well, if he's wanting to go to stone, I don't see any warships. Okay, so our Mongol player looks like he wants to go to Mangadai. And we're getting a blacksmith and mark it up. Okay. And remember, we are Bengalis, so we're getting an extra 2 villagers per town center every time we age up. So we have 2 extra villagers, putting our total up to about 26 at the moment. And looks like we're just gonna idle a little bit, sell some resources, right? We're just gonna sell our resources, idle our TC a little bit, but honestly, at the end of the day, we just want to get clicked up to the next age. That's really our only goal. All right, we have the food and the gold. Boom. Looks like we did queue up 1 more villager, just to have a little bit more production. All right, now let's see what I can see. All right, so now that I have my allies' vision with the market up, I know that there is a dock there. So, and this is looking like a pretty clustered area. I mean, one of these things, you know, so the risk reward here, right, is a castle. Well, a castle right here would be really juicy, but now I gotta walk villagers over there. That's pretty dicey. So, we're gonna have to see what we're doing. Right, let's take a look, see what we got on water. Like my teammate here, so my teammate's playing for water, so I'm playing for fast castle unique unit. My teammate's playing for water, and I gotta say he is killing absolutely everything, to quote certain casters. And meanwhile, the blue player's teammate is also playing for water. So again, we kind of have a mirror in terms of strategies that are going on here. So it's a pretty interesting game, right? It's pretty even. You can tell, in the score, we're a little bit ahead. I think in part, if we take a look at the KD. Let's see if you can find the KD. Did I not find the KL death? Ah, perfect. Yeah, so our yellow player here getting some kills in there. Okay, so we're about to be up to the next age, and we decide here, let's just go ahead, get this castle built defensively, right? You know, we, you know, don't really know what exactly is going on out there. And we are actually a little housed at the moment, but getting this castle up should help change that. And we're gonna go ahead and try to rectify that. On Nomad, I have a lot of trouble getting housed, I gotta say. I've got to say. All right, so now we have the castle up and the RATHA is in production, son. And not only that, but we're gonna go put another town center up, and let's take a look at this bad boy. Do your thing. So see, here we go. We have a right. We have a chariot. We have basically a crossbowman, right? Well, it's really an archer, not a crossbowman. We have an archer riding a chariot. Very cool. We're sending them out. You can see from the stats, right? Decent stats. The thing really to think about, and we don't have bloodlines yet, so when we do have bloodlines, this unit will have 125 HP, which is to say that this unit is, for a cav archer, it's very tanky. Now, let me show you something here, right? As we go in, you can see now that we're actually, okay, we've switched, we're in melee mode, and we're attacking now, and we're getting some Vil kills. So, we've gotten 3 Vil kills, and okay, now we're back in ranged mode. So, you can see actually going in there, right, without, this is something to think about, without ballistics, right? If those Vils fleed, we probably wouldn't be able to get all of them. You don't have a ton of attack from your pierce damage. It's basically the same attack as a crossbowman, so you're not getting as much damage as you would with, say, a cavalry archer. But going into melee mode, right, that enabled us to just get on top of those Vils, kill them, and now we're also in melee mode, and hey, we are, you know, going to be able to take out this blacksmith much, much easier, though we do have our blue player getting a castle up. Okay, so here we go, right? I don't know why the unit's pathed in this way, but now we can go back into range mode, right? Oh, we consider this castle and try and deny this castle, right? So this is pretty cool, right? So you can see that this unit being able to switch back and forth between range and melee actually gives you a lot of utility. You know, we're able to deny this castle at least for a little while, and well, we got to micro around just a little bit. This castle's very close to this town center. Our blue player is really trying to defend his buddy here. And we're just going to try and sit. We're going to make it difficult, right? Again, if we click on the unit, right, we're doing 5+2. This is okay damage. It's not a ton. And well, we're going to go ahead, right? Now we're going to back off. We kept that castle from getting up. Well, not from getting up, but we kept it from getting up really fast, right? And we actually didn't get any eco KDs there, so it's pretty tricky. Again, you're not doing a ton of damage, but we did, you know, make some waves there, and well, now we have this unit here, and we're gonna, right, we have a little, you know, a little crusade coming in. I really want to put a castle there. I don't know that that's going to be a problem, because I was dreaming of putting a castle between these TCs, and our opponent looks like they want to get a castle up. Yeah, but RATHAs are not terribly accurate until they get ballistics, and it's not only that, but like I feel like you miss a decent number of shots, and ooh, we lose one. I love the animation though. He died holding the sword. But this is a pretty good castle that we can get up. And now we're just attacking this house right there. And so this, you know, rather peculiar unit, right? It doesn't have the best accuracy. It doesn't have the best damage as a cav archer, but it makes up for a lot of that, I think, with its durability, right? Again, we don't have bloodlines yet, right? We're trying to get our speed upgrades, right? Husbandry, so that way we can really boogie down and try to hit and run a little bit more. And you know, we see, right? It's actually been, in terms of eco kills, it's been kind of a quiet game. But in terms of, as we expand out a little bit, in terms of, you know, inflicting damage, making life difficult, we've been doing a lot of that. Now we have 2 castles up. We're going to have bloodlines in, so, you know, go back to the unit there. But this is a strong unit, right? It really is. You know, going back and forth between range and melee, this is another great example, right? Now, a cav archers, we're going to have to wait for a while for this TC to be down, right? It's been abandoned. But with a unit that's in melee mode, okay, it looks like we're going to transition back to cav archer mode. And do we got her? Do we got her? Got her, right? Okay. Transition back, and then, hey, we're back into melee mode. As, I don't know why we're going this way. All right, we're just getting low. The pathing on this unit is kind of an awkward unit to micro. And looks like we're going to stay in range mode for a little bit. We have some melee mode coming in there. We should be in melee mode to take this bad boy down. I think we'll probably switch sometime soon. There's only like 2 villagers in there, so it's not really that big of a deal, but we could be destroying this a lot faster. And if we do switch to melee mode, you'll see, right, that we do. And looks like we're going to kill those vills, hopefully. Yes. Yep. Okay, and so now we're melee mode, and this town center goes down like crazy, right? So it's you know, 10 base attack, right, for the unit, right? Not bad. Now we're forcing blue, right, to have to get up a castle really quick. And oh man, we can't see that, can we? No, we can't. Okay, now we see it. And I really want to get a castle up here, but that's right. Boy, yeah, he's got a lot of vills on that. And the Mangadai are in, so yeah, we're just gonna cheese it there. We're gonna get out of town. Not bad. Now, this is one of the things you always want to think about with aggression. You know, we do have a little bit of idle TC time, but right on the other hand, our idle eco time has been much less. So our economy has been going strong, and we've been accumulating some good resources. And the most important thing, we're really putting the pressure on. Let's see, right? We're getting our food count up. We're going to be able to take out, or we're going to get another castle up, try and defend this area. We're in a really interesting position, I think, here, though, where we are a little boxed in. This is actually kind of a tough area to push, but we're getting the unique tech. This is going to increase the firing rate of the Rathas by 20%. So basically, it's not really a thumb ring substitute, but in terms, because you're not going to get your accuracy increased. I forget the base accuracy of the unit. I'll put that in the video as a little visual aid there. But you are increasing your firing rate by 20%, and so that's going to be actually better than thumb ring. So you're still gonna get some good damage output with this unit, and we're just cranking them out because, again, what we want here, we want to generate numbers. We want to think about getting up to the next stage, and we're just trying to, you know, with this unit, do what we can. So we see our opponent has a dock here with some fish. You know, hey, let's go ahead, right? What's the one thing we can do with this unit? We could take out this dock. Let's go. Look at that sheep. God, what a time to be a sheep. Can he get back to shore, I wonder? Is this sheep gonna be marooned on this island forever? Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Anyways. Okay. So you can see, right? We are trying to get up to the next age. All right, we're sort of roaming around, seeing what we can do. See if we can go. See if we can find some kills here. Notice as well that the Ratha uses archer armor. You don't need to research cavalry armor. So that's a nice thing with the unit. You don't need to research multiple armor upgrades like you do, say, with the Conic. Right? The Conic needs a little bit of work. But the Ratha still, right? Other things you're going to need to upgrade with the unit. So, you know, I think it's the unit that might need the most upgrades in the game, actually. Which is pretty wild. All right. But again, I love this transition into melee mode. Look how fast buildings go down. being able to transition to melee mode is really, really nice for killing units quickly. Skirmishers are a unit that does counter this unit in both modes, but the fact that you can transition into melee mode, if you have, unless the opponent has a big advantage in skirms, you can kind of run them down, which is really helpful, and kill them before they can get too many shots off. That being said, if the opponent has a decent number of skirms, I mean, either way, it's still not a great trade, because you are going to lose some units in the process. So I think you do have to really be careful how you engage skirms. I would really only do it if you have a numbers advantage. But what exactly that numbers advantage is, you're just going to kind of have to read the game. So a little bit tricky. But we are, right, looks like we're going to be up to the next age, and we have a nice economy. Now with Bengalis, what you want to do, you want to try and have a lot of town centers when you hit Imperial Age. It really is a civ that needs to boom, because to get those 2 extra villagers when you age up per town center, you're going to get more the more town centers you have. It looks like we are going to at least have a 3rd here. I don't know if we'll be able to get up a 4th. I mean, because again, one of the things we're doing, we're trying to create Rathas. We're getting ballistics now, right? We don't want these units to be able to get away from us too easily. And you can see my opponent, right? He's on water, he's fishing, he's in Imperial Age, he's getting technologies. What's he going for? He doesn't have any land military yet. He's just been crushing it on the water, though. Just been crushing on the water, and it looks like he's gonna go for champions, I guess. Yeah, looks like he's gonna go for champions. Very nice thing you can do with Dravidians, because you're getting blacksmith techs much cheaper. Okay, now we're up. So what are we gonna do? Right. Well, let's see. So we're gonna get Bracer, right? And we're gonna get Parthian Tactics. Parthian Tactics is gonna give this unit, a little bit more armor, and also bonus damage against spearmen, right? Which is pretty nice to have, actually. Pretty nice to have. A little bit extra bonus damage, and this unit really, to me, if you really think about the unit and where you're getting the most value from it, I think it's more as a cavalry archer, right? As you can see, we're going to try and get out some trebuchets, see if we can push these castles. The knight statistics are pretty similar to heavy cavalry, but as a cavalry archer, right? You can see with the base pierce armor, with Parthian tactics and all the archer armor upgrades, we're actually going to have 7 pierce armor on these bad boys. You already have quite a bit more HP than cavalry archers do. I mean, really, it's over 50% more HP. That's very, very nice. We'll take another look at this unit once all the armor upgrades come in. But this unit's a tank, son. And really, the thing for you is you just got to choose which seat are you going to take. That's really what you're trying to choose here. And do you want to take the melee seat, or you want to take the range seat? Now we can see our opponents here, right? They're both up to imp. Looks like our green player wants to go cavaliers, and that's pretty smart, right? He should do some bonus damage to the Rathas, because they're... Well, is he going to do bonus damage? I'm pretty sure that... I know that Rathas are in the cavalry archer class, but that'd be something interesting to look at to see if the cavaliers do bonus damage against the Rathas, because they should still also be in the archer class too. I'll put a blurb about that in the video as well, just to make sure that we've got that straight, because that'd be really interesting. It's, again, the Ratha is a unit, right? It's really strong, but it has its weaknesses, and its biggest weakness is that it takes bonus damage against like everything. So you really got to be careful with it. It's a good unit, but it's tough. As you can see up north, right? It looks like a little bit of action going on there. And okay, right? So we're gonna go in. Looks like we're in melee mode, and this is great to be able to go in, snipe a treb quickly, get out. Perfect, right? And you can see you have the HP, right? We have 7 pierce armor. You can actually kind of fight decently. So it's a unit, it's not that expensive for what you're getting, and it's just a really quality unit. Now, We're in kind of a difficult spot here, right? Let's look at the keep our eye on our numbers. We have 28 RATHA here, 36 Bengali, and Cavaliers are also in the field too. So we're kind of fighting two groups here. We're gonna lose that castle as soon as we got up. That was just a bad castle for me. Probably kind of a greedy castle. But like, let's compare the Bengali here. So the Bengali, it looks like Parthian tactics is not in. Okay, it will be in. They have 2 pierce armor right now. We have 7. Right? Bengali are doing 2 damage. 2 damage to this unit with 125 HP. Bengali have 80. Once he gets Parthian tactics in, we'll be doing 5 plus 4, 9. 9 minus 4. We'll be doing 5 damage, right? So we're doing a lot more damage, man. We're doing a lot more damage here than even a Bengali, and we have more HP, and we can switch to the old good old. We can switch to that good old ranged mode, or excuse me, we can switch to melee mode if we need to. All right, so we have 2 armies down here, right? Let's keep a look, right? We have 2 armies down here. As you can see, that capture age is lagging just a little bit here. All right, the units aren't moving slow. It's just my computer kind of crumbling under the weight of all this sick micro. Trying to run capture age and Age of Empires 2DE at the same time. Always a difficult proposition, but this is kind of slowing us down and letting us talk just a little bit, right? It looks like we're speeding back up again. And right, let's take a look, right? We have 24, 30 units. Okay. So let's just see how the fight goes, right? He's backing off, man. He's backing off. I mean, this is an impressive unit. And these fellows here, they just called the GG. Right? Our blue player calls it. And if you take a look up north, right, at the action up here, my teammate is pressing pretty strong. It's getting a pretty good press in, and the game is over, right? So this is right. If we just go take a look at the statistics here, right? Good, look at the military score. Really nice job. My buddy is. Ooh, look at the KD. So my broski's killing it. Not a bad, right? Dravidians getting that fish boom, that eco going, right? Coming in, right? Not a bad eco from the Bengalis. I'm not the best macro player, so that's you know, kind of my difficulty. But hey, you know, you do what you do. But if we take a look, right, you know, we got 35 was our army high, but we had such a tanky unit actually. Right? I mean, we didn't, you know, nice KD, killing lots of buildings. Killing lots of buildings, 33 buildings destroyed. So anyways, right, and a nice solid boom with this civ. So right, so this unit, the RATHA, right, where we've got him right here, I think it's a fantastic unit. I really like the design. I think that it can be a little difficult to micro at first. You really got to practice with it, but it's a really effective unit when you are dealing with other gold units, whether it's knights or crossbows, that sort of thing. It's going to be really good. The thing to always watch out for are the counter units. We didn't see a ton of counter units in this game today, but trust me, you're going to want to watch out for it. But, right, with the unit, remember to use the range and melee to your advantage, so that way, you know, you can do things that cavalry archers couldn't, and then you can also do things that knights would struggle with too, right? So having that range is very powerful in Age of Empires, and this unit's got it. So that being said, right, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the RATHA in action, and that this video helps you think about how you can integrate it into your gameplay. But with that, James 59, I'll see you out there on the ladder. Peace.